Thanks for sharing, Chelsea. Um, yeah, it is hard to try to keep it under, but well, I was born and raised in the Metro Detroit area, and um, I just remember a time when everything was okay. Like we were kids, both parents were home, they were married, they were just we just had everything that we need, a beautiful family house, and all the toys in the world. And then all of a sudden things were not okay. Like my dad was around less and less. He ended up going out and getting into some trouble with business and ended up in jail for a while. And our family just kind of started to plummet. And my mom became a single parent of 5 kids at that time. And we just started kind of moving from place to place, just trying to keep up with the rent. And during that time, my mom would actually end up at the Salvation Army down in Farmington Hills quite a bit, and I would be in line with her picking up food from the from the food distribution. And I just remember being so grateful. I remember us getting toys for Christmas when my mom didn't have enough money to pay rent and feed us, let alone like when Christmas time came around. There was no money for toys or anything. So the Salvation Army came through a lot for that as well. And so ultimately, throughout those long childhood years, borderline poverty, it was just, we were still, God still kept our family. My mom kept us in church. And actually, that was my escape route a lot, to get away from the chaos at home. I was just like, I want to go, I want to be anywhere but here. So I got involved in sports, got involved in the choir, and started singing and picked up music at the church. So I was there probably 4 or 5 nights a week. And then and that was honestly the way that I was able to avoid getting into a whole bunch of trouble. But ultimately, I had a choice in front of me. I could have gone rebelled with my older brother, but I followed my sister to church, and ultimately my older brother ended up going to jail too. And that's when I decided, hey, I'm going to cling more to, I'm going to run to church. I don't want my life to end up like this. So, long story short, I had my plans, the things that I wanted to do with my life as I went off to college. I thought I was going to go and stay here in Michigan and go to fashion school. By the time I graduated, God said, no, I actually want you to go to Christian University. So he took me all the way across the country to Oklahoma. And there he started to reparent me. Everything that my dad wasn't there to show me, everything that my mom couldn't because she was working multiple jobs. She didn't have the time to teach me certain things. God started to teach me those things. Through bringing other parents, spiritual parents into my life. And then I started heading out to the mission field, going to various nations, something I didn't think I could do. This little girl from Detroit, with, the middle child of 5 kids, single parent. I did not think I would be leaving the country, going on mission trips, even going to this Christian university was out of my imagination. But for some reason, God just kept his hand on my life. And when I thought I was going to graduate and then go right back on the mission field and go back to Paraguay and be hugging the kids and everything afterwards, God was like, nope, going back to Michigan. My mom had her heart torn in half, and I ended up moving back to Michigan to take care of her. So I thought she was a miracle case. She popped back up, was back to work after a miracle surgery. And then God started to point me towards the Salvation Army. He's like, so the real reason I brought you back here was, and that's when I started my internship with at the Citadel, and why I'm here today. But ultimately, I'm here because God saved he saved me. He completely changed around my story because I just allowed him to. I just allowed him into my life, and he kept me in his arms, and I'm grateful for that, and always will be. So, gonna be serving him for the rest of my life. Amen.